be Secretary of Defense, and President Obama nominated him with the best of intentions. But it's still a bad choice. Hagel is anti-woman, anti-choice, anti-Israel, anti-gay, and pro-assault weapon. That's just not what we voted for in November. Chuck Hagel doesn't share our values. There are other people who can do the job. Why do we need someone like this? We don't. Urge your senator to vote no on Hagel.
So why are the anti-Hagel backers in the group use your mandate so shy? Well, a source close to the group told Huffington Post, quote, those involved are choosing to stay anonymous because they are allies with the Obama administration and hesitant to criticize the president publicly for fear of retribution or pressure from the White House. The source characterized members as a concerned group of people who have some questions about Chuck Hagel, including individuals who have fought for LGBT rights for a long time. Oh, really? Well, that just doesn't sound right to a lot of people, including many reporters and our own Rachel Maddow. Let's listen to Rachel.
More broadly, they're asserting that there's some kind of broad Democratic opposition to Chuck Hagel. We're just not allowed to know who it is. I'm not buying it. I call bullpucky. I say it's even money that this is the right, running ads against Hagel while pretending to be the left. I might be wrong, but I call bullpucky. And if I am wrong, there's an easy way to prove it. Come out, whoever you are.
God, Rachel, smoky. Anyway, joining me right now, two reporters who've done the legwork to investigate just who's behind this group and what they might be up to is the great Jim Rutenberg of the New York Times and Andrew Kaczynski of BuzzFeed. Jim, thank you. I know you don't do much television. I appreciate you coming on tonight. And I was curious when I saw some of those Log Cabin ads. I know Log Cabin is not a well-funded organization. It's gay Republicans that have been on the show. They'll be on forever on this program. But they seem to have an enormous amount of money to pay for a New York Times ad at one point. I said, well, where's all that money coming from? It's apparently, I don't know if you know this part of your newspaper, but it's $140,000 to put one of those full-page ads in. And I said, well, that's interesting. Somebody's feeding them from the back room. What's going on here? Are these hawks, neocons, so-called people that just want to go to war? They don't like Hegel's geopolitics. Is that what's going on here?
Well, there are definitely hawks who don't like his politics, who are out in the open saying, we don't want this to go forward. But then there are people in the shadows who are giving a lot of money for these ads who don't say who they are. So we're only left to speculate.
You were able, in your reporting, to come across the ad group, rather the group that makes the ads, which is a Republican group. There's also a group called the Emergency Committee, whatever it is, for Israel. That's two pieces, one partisan, one ideological, to tell you where they're coming from, right?
Yeah, and they happen to share the same firm to buy their media. So these are the firms that kind of put television ads on the air. And some of these firms are partisan, and it so happens that the group they use, Smart Media, and actually it's an arm of Smart Media, is a Republican group. They buy for Republicans and Republicans only, more or less.
Well, let me be the most naive person in the history of television, Andrew, and ask you, why don't they just come out and say who they are and why they're opposing this guy?
Well, I think in the Huffington Post report, they said they're, gay rights Democrats.
Okay. Yeah,
but,
sure. HRC, a group that I've worked with for years now, almost 2 decades, is with them. They accept the man's change of heart as part of the country's change of heart about gay rights and certainly marriage equality. And who are these people that stay in the shadows and say they have a problem with his positions on guns, on Israel, on gay rights, on everything? It just seems like quite a potpourri and therefore suspicious, I think.
Well, I mean, you look at the list of groups that would oppose Chuck Hagel, who are gay rights groups, who would be willing to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, who don't want to alienate the White House. And you think like, oh, maybe the list is down here. You think of conservatives who are willing to do that, and the list is a little bit higher. So, I mean, I think the point is people are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. We don't know who it is. And, I mean, they're saying they're gay rights Democrats, but the fact they use a media firm with ties to the RNC, the NRCC, the RGA, Christine O'Donnell, and I mean, it's very sketchy. And I mean, and I think. People want to spend all this money to oppose Chuck Hagel. That's fine, but the fact that we don't know who it is a little disconcerting.
Well, here's a statement from a friend of mine, Chad Griffith. He's president of the Human Rights Campaign, one of the largest gay groups in the country, gay rights groups. He was conciliatory after Hagel apologized for his anti-comments of years ago. Here's what Chad said. Senator Hagel's apology and his statement of support for LGBT equality is appreciated and shows just how far as a country we've come when a conservative former senator from Nebraska can have a change of heart on LGBT issues. Our community continues to add allies to our ranks, and we're proud that Senator Hagel is one of them. Now, there they are, talking about conciliation there, Jim. The LGBT community and under the name there of the great organization Human Rights Campaign are accepting him as an ally, whereas these people in the shadow. Let me get back to you, because you're a student now as a reporter of media, as you've always been a great reporter of media, but now how media works into politics. Are we seeing more of this subterfuge like this, apparent subterfuge?
I think this is just the way it's going to be, unless there's a new law, the Disclose Act in the Senate that they're talking about that would make the donors have to step forward. If that doesn't happen, this is the way it's going to be done now. Definitely for the next few years, expect more of it in the next two campaigns.
People